All right, guys. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody else who's joining in from around the world, and to everybody else who's joining in from Sri Lanka. I think there was a bit of an internet issue here in Sri Lanka today. So, but even though I'm hoping a lot of the participation is there today. So thank you so much for joining us today. So before I start the meeting today, I just returned back from Thailand, so I would like to take a minute to actually give a thoughts and prayers to all our friends in Thailand who's going through a tough time with the Thailand and Myanmar both with the earthquake, as many of you must have seen that it's been quite devastating. And so our thoughts and prayers are with all of you, especially in the Cardano community who's there, all of my friends who's there. So I just wanted to take that minute to say that out loud to everyone out there that you guys are in our thoughts and prayers today. So today we have a really interesting town hall set up today. So let me just get my screen up. So this is the CoinCeylon Intersect Sri Lanka March town hall. So today on the agenda, the first up, we have the introduction and the latest hub updates, what's been going on in Sri Lanka. We'll be getting into that, and also a little bit into the Intersect elections. And then we have three guest speakers joining us today. Two, I believe, actually, I think, two, I believe, are in Japan. So I didn't realize that Patrick was still in Japan. So I know it's almost near midnight for all three of you. So thank you so much for joining us. First off, we have Yuri Hayashi Kuriyama, who's the head of marketing in Japan, JPG Store, and also the co-manager for the Japanese hub. And we have Nathan Kanapi, who's from Korea, on the same similar time zone. Thank you so much for joining us, Nathan. Although it's midnight for you too, he's the community and project lead at Discover Cardano. And also we have Patrick Tobler joining us he's the founder and CEO of NMKR, joining us also from Japan these days. So thank you so much for coming here today and taking your time. I'll be saying a few words in the local languages as well, Sinhala and Tamil, just to get inclusivity involved. So just to say a few words in Sinhala. සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක් සියලුම දෙනාට අද අපගේ ටවුන් හෝල් එකත් එක්ක එකතු වීම ගැන අපගේ ස්තුතිය ප්‍රකාශ කරන අතරම අපි ඇත්තටම ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න අවශ්‍යයි අද තායිලන්තය සහ මියන්මාරයේ රටවල් දෙකම සම්බන්ධයෙන් පොඩි අවධානයක් යොමු කරන්න අවශ්‍යයි. ඒකට හේතුව එහි භූමිකම්පාවක් සිදු වුණා අද දින. ඉතින් එහි ඉන්න අපගේ සහෝදරයන්ටයි අපගේ ඉන්න සියලුම යහළුවන්ටයි අපි කියන්න ඇත්තටම කැමති ඕගොල්ලන් අපි මතක් කරනවා කියන එක. ඒකත් එක්කම අපි අද ටවුන් හෝල් එකේ කතා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන දේවල් තමයි ලංකාවේ හබ් එක හරහා අපි මේ පහුගිය සුමාන දෙක ඇතුළත අපි මොනවද කළේ, මේ මාසය ඇතුළත මොනවද වෙන්නේ කියන එක. ඒ වගේම ඉන්ටර්සෙක්ට් ඡන්දය නිලවරණය පැවැත්වෙනවා, කමිටි නිලවරණය. ඒකෙදි මොනවද අපි කරන්න කියන එක වගේම අපිත් එක්ක අද එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නවා රියසෙට් ඩාව එක ගැන කතා කරන්න යූරි හයෂි කුරියාමා. ඒ කියන්නේ එයා තමයි JPG Store එකේ ජපානයේ මාකටිං හෙඩ් විදිහට වැඩ කරන්නේ. ඒ වගේම ජපානයේ හබ් මැනේජර් විදිහට වැඩ කරන්නෙත් එයා. ඒ වගේම අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නවා නේතන් කැනපි. එයා කොරියාවේ සිට එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නේ. කමියුනිටි ඇන්ඩ් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් ලීඩ් විදිහට වැඩ කරනවා කඩානෝ ඩිස්කවර් කඩානෝ කියන සංවිධානයේ වැඩ කරනවා. ඒ වගේම අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නවා පැට්‍රික් ටොබ්ලර්. එයා තමයි NMKR සංවිධානයේ නිර්මාතෘ සහ ප්‍රධාන විධායක නිලධාරීතුමා. ඒතර එයාත් අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නවා. මේ කඩානෝ සංවිධානය තුලින් කොහොමද දේවල් හදන්නේ, ඒගොල්ලෝ මොනවද දැනට හදලා තියෙන්නේ, ඒ වගේ දේවල් ගැන කතා කරන්න. ඉතින් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඉස්සරහට ප්‍රශ්න අහලා ඒව ගැන දැනගන්න පුළුවන්. To tell a little bit about this in Tamil language, I would like to invite a community member, Yadurshan. Would you like to say a few words?
பங்குனி மாதத்திற்கான இன்டர்செக்ட் டவுன் ஹாலுக்கு எல்லாரையும் வரவேற்கிறேன். ஸோ இன்றைக்கு வந்து நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ எங்களோட கண்ணில் வந்து தெரியறது வந்து இந்தியா நிகழ்ச்சி நிரல் என்னென்ன இருக்குண்டு. அப்போ இந்தியா நிகழ்ச்சி நிரலில் நீங்கள் முதல்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இன்றைக்கு வந்து ஒரு தேர்தல் ஒன்று இருக்கு. இன்றைக்கு வந்து மிச்சம் கணக்க நிகழ்வுகள் வந்து இருக்கு. பிறகு வந்து எங்களோட இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை வந்து இன்னும் மேம்படுத்துறதுக்கு வந்து ஜப்பான்லேருந்து 2 பேரும், பிறகு இன்னொரு வெளிநாட்டுல இருந்து இன்னொருத்தரும் வந்து எங்களோட வந்து இணைஞ்சிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ அதுல வந்து முதலாவது வந்து யூரி ஹயாஷி குரியாமா என்ற ஒரு ஆள், மற்றது வந்து பேட்ரிக் டொப்லர் என்ற இன்னொருத்தர், பிறகு மற்றும் நேத்தன் கனாபி என்ற இன்னொருத்தர். இந்த 3 பேரும் வந்து எங்களோட இன்டர்செக்ட் அந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை வந்து மேம்படுத்துறதுக்கு வந்து அவங்க எங்களுக்காக வந்து இன்றைக்கு கதைக்க வராங்க. So yeah, back to you, Kavinder.
Thank you, Adarshan. So with that, we will go into the kind of work we've been doing this month. So start off the blockchain technology and building on Cardano workshop series, which was a 3-hour workshop series that we started at the University of California. Kicked off earlier this month on the, I believe on the 4th of March, if I'm not mistaken. And during that initial sessions, we dived into the basics of building on Cardano and also the technology basics of blockchain technology as well. So there's some pictures here. So without talking too much about it, I'll just play the highlights reel from that event for those of you who would have not seen it. I'd like to play it here for everybody to see it. Okay, the other thing is the fact that we also had an introductory workshop at University of Ruhuna, which is one of the largest universities in Sri Lanka, which houses about 20,000 students there. And we held this introductory workshop at the engineering faculty there. And we had a really good response onto the things that we were discussing there. So this was the second event that we had on the same week. Just to say a few words about this in Sinhala and Tamil, I'll just say a few words and get the Adurshan to speak about it as well. අපගේ workshop series එක අපි පටන් ගත්තා University of California එකෙන් අපි පටන් අරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ University රුහුණු University එකෙත් අපි මෙම blockchain workshops ටික අපි පටන්ගෙන තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒකට ඇත්තටම ළමයි ගොඩක් උනන්දු වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒකේ අපි California University එකේ workshop එක අපි කරන්නේ ඇත්තටම artificial intelligence and data science center එකත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා university එකේ අපි ඒ වැඩේ කරගෙන යන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒකට අපි පැය 3ක workshop එකක් තමයි මුලින්ම කරන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ ඒක මාසෙ පුරාවටම workshops 4ක් පැවැත්වෙනවා. ඒ workshops 4 අපි ඇත්තටම කතා කරන්නේ ගොඩක් blockchain තාක්ෂණය ගැන ඉගෙන ගන්නේ කොහොමද, Cardano තුල දේවල් develop කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියන දේවල් ගැන තමයි අපි කතා කරන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ ගැන පොඩි විස්තරයක් කියන්න මම යදුර්ෂන්ට පොඩ්ඩක් ආරාධනා කරනවා.
ஸோ இந்த மாதம் வந்து நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எங்களோட பிளாக்செயினை பற்றி மற்றும் கார்டானோவை பற்றி வந்து நாங்கள் ரெண்டு பல்கலைக்கழகங்களில் வந்து நாங்கள் ஒரு பட்டறை வச்சுருந்தோம். ஸோ அதில் வந்து நீங்கள் முதல்ல வந்து நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கெலனிய பல்கலைக்கழகத்தில் வந்து கிட்டத்தட்ட மொத்தமாக ஒரு 20,000 பேருக்கு வந்து நாங்கள் படிப்பிச்சு இருக்கிறோம். அப்போ இதில் வந்து அவங்க எல்லாரும் வந்து ஒரு ரொம்ப பாசிட்டிவான ஒரு பதில தான் எங்களுக்கு வந்து கொடுத்துருக்குறாங்க. அப்போ லைக் நாங்கள் வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு நல்ல விதமாக தான் கொண்டு போயிருக்கிறோம். ஸோ இப்போதைக்கு வந்து நாங்கள் வந்து முதலாவது வந்து கெலனிய பல்கலைக்கழகத்திலையும் வந்து இப்போ கடைசியாக வந்து ருஹுண பல்கலைக்கழகத்திலையும் வந்து முதலாவது எங்களோட பட்டறை நடந்திருக்கு. அதில் வந்து எங்களோட கார்டானோ பற்றியும் இன்டர்செக்ட் பற்றியும் எப்படி நீங்கள் படிக்கலாம் பிளாக்செயின் பற்றியும் வந்து நாங்கள் விளக்கி இருக்கிறோம். ஸோ பேக் டு யூ காவிந்தன்.
So we have the highlights reel for that as well. But before I go into that highlights reel, so we'll play it back to back. The second workshop on this series was also held at University of California, which we dived more into technical basics of Cardano and also building on the blockchain. So we spoke about the UTXOs and UTXO models, as well as getting into the wallets and how the wallets work. And we did an introduction onto Lace Wallet there and gotten people involved in a lot of different things. And the students really are interested in this. And also we have 2 more sessions on University of California, which the next one will be on the 1st of April, which is the coming Tuesday, which we will be getting more into the use of decentralized applications, as well as governance structures, how DREPs work and how the governance structures work and things like that. So we will be getting more into that. And I think there's a lot of interest from the students to also be developing on Cardano. So I think we will be starting to see some new developer community coming in from these universities. So it's a really good thing to see. Just to say a few words on that in Sinhala, අපගේ workshop series එකේ දෙවනි workshop එක අපි පැවැත්වුණේ කැලණි යුනිවර්සිටි එකේ computing faculty එක ඇතුලේ. එතකොට ඒකෙදී අපි කතා කරා lace wallet එක ගැන අපි කතා කරා. ඒ වගේම UTXO models ගැන අපි කතා කරා. decentralized wallets කොහොමද පාවිච්චි වෙන්නේ, ඒ වගේ security mechanisms කොහොමද පාවිච්චි වෙන්නේ කියන ගැන අපි කතා කළා. අපි ඊළඟ session එක තියන්න අපි plan කරලා තියෙන්නේ අප්‍රේල් 1 වෙනිදා University of Kelani එකේම. එතකොට ඒ ඉන්න ඒකත් එක්ක එකතු වෙන සියලුම ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස් ලාට පුළුවන් ඒක ගැන වැඩිපුර දේවල් ඉගෙනගෙන කොහොමද ඒගොල්ලන් තවදුරටත් මේ ඉකෝසිස්ටම් එකට කන්ට්‍රිබියුට් කරන්න කියන එක ගැන කතා කරන්න. ඉතින් අපි ඒක ගැන ගොඩක් කතා කරන්නේ නැතුව අපි මේ වීඩියෝස් ටික බලමු. So I will just get back to the videos. So you can just get an idea as to what really went on. With that, we will move on to a little bit of updates because we have a host of speakers here. So we're just trying to rush through as fast as we can. So thank you for bearing with us. So the Intersect committee elections is up upon us. So the application deadline was just extended about, I think, half an hour ago before this. So we kind of had to change these slides. So the application deadline, which was on the 4th of April, has now been extended till the 11th of April. And the voting opens on the 16th of April. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure of the closing date of the voting, but if anybody has any questions, please do reach out. But also you can visit intersectmbo.org/news, understanding committees in Intersect, this URL, and you can get more information, or you can go into XSpace or even the Intersect XSpace, and you can just get more information on that. So this is really important that you guys do, especially the community in Sri Lanka who has been involved in the work with Cardano and also Intersect. This is your chance to step up and take a little bit more responsibility as a committee role and try to help shape the future of Cardano together. So just to say a few words on that aspect in Sinhala, just before I go into that, just to give you a small idea, we have the Intersect Steering Committee, Cardano Civics Committee, Membership Community Committee, Growth and Marketing, which is new, and Technical Steering Committee, Open Source Committee, Cardano Budget Committee, and Cardano Product Committees. There's a lot of committees right now, and there's, I think, close to about 35 seats or something like that, which is there. And you can see the number of applications which has come in so far, and it's pretty, it's just still getting started. So if you have what it takes, and if you think you are for this position, or whether you can take up a responsibility of your time and put in this time for the work, please do step up. I think the Growth and Marketing Committee is brand new. It's been set up new. So you can actually apply to any of these committees as long as you are an individual paying member. So if you are not a paying member, I think you still have time to upgrade your membership and then apply and do your campaigning as well. So if you have what it takes to represent Cardano and also offer your services to this wonderful ecosystem, this is your chance. So just to say a few words on that, in Sinhala, Intersect Committee elections අපි පැවැත්වෙනවා voting පටන් ගන්නේ අප්‍රේල් 16 වෙනිදා application deadline එක තියෙන්නේ අප්‍රේල් 11 වෙනිදා අප්‍රේල් 11 වෙනිදා නම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට apply කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේක වැඩිදුර විස්තර දැනගන්න ඕන නම් intersectmbo.org/news understanding committees in intersect කියන URL එකට ගිහලා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ විස්තර ටික දැනගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම මේ වගේ අපේ මේ පාර committees තියෙනවා 8ක්. එතකොට මේ committees ඔක්කොටම ඔයගලන්ට apply කරන්න පුළුවන්. එක්කෙනෙක්ට committees දෙකකට apply කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැනට apply කරලා තියෙන නම් මේ applications ප්‍රමාණය ඔයගලන්ට දකුණු පැත්තෙන් බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් මේකේ growth and marketing committee එක අලුත් committee එකක්. ඉතින් ඔයගලන්ට marketing experience එකක් තියෙනවා නම් ඔයගලන්ට හිතනවා නම් මේ Cardano ecosystem එක දියුණු කරන්න ඔයගලන්ට මොන හරි දෙයක් ලබා දෙන්න පුළුවන් කියලා මේක තමයි වෙලාව ඔයගලන්ට මේකට apply කරන්න ඕන එකකට apply කරන්න පුළුවන් paying member කෙනෙක් නම්. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලන්ට apply කරලා ඉවරලා ඔයගලන් ඒක ජයග්‍රහණය කරොත් ඔයගලන්ට පුළුවන් මේ ecosystem එකට වැඩිපුර ඔයගලන්ගේ කාලය යොදවන්න. Yadushan, would you like to say a few words on this?
Yes, Kavinder. Yes. ஸோ இந்த அடுத்த மாதம் வந்து 11ஆம் தேதி வந்து நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இன்டர்செக்ட் கமிட்டியிட வந்து தேர்தல் வந்து இருக்கு. அது வந்து நீங்கள் அப்ளிகேஷனாக நீங்கள் போடுறீங்கன்னா கிட்டத்தட்ட 11ஆம் தேதி ஏப்ரல் 11ஆம் தேதி வந்து உங்களோட கடைசி நாளாக இருக்கு. பிறகு வந்து அந்த ஓட்டிங் வந்து எப்போ ஆரம்பிக்குதுன்றா 16ஆம் தேதி ஏப்ரலில் ஆரம்பிக்கும். வேற இதை பற்றி உங்களுக்கு மேலதிக தகவல் நீங்கள் உங்களுக்கு தேவைண்டா www.intersectmbo.org news understanding committeesல போய் நீங்கள் தேடி பார்க்கலாம். Yes, Kamil, can you go to the next slide? இந்த கமிட்டிஸ் தான் வந்து இப்போதைக்கு வந்து நீங்க கார்டானோல பார்க்கலாம். இதுல growth and marketingன்றது வந்து புதுசா ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிருக்கு. அப்ப இதுல வந்து இது உங்களுக்கான நேரம். நீங்க உங்களோட வாய்ஸை வந்து நீங்க வந்து வெளிக்கொண்டு வர நேரம். உங்களை பற்றி உங்களுக்கு ஒரு கார்டானோ இல்லாட்டி இன்டர்செக்டை வந்து உங்களுக்கு வந்து முன்னுக்கு கொண்டு வரலாம் நீங்க நினைச்சீங்கன்னா இதான் ஒரு நேரம். நீங்க எல்லாருக்கும் வந்து நீங்க ஒரு ஆள் வந்து 2% வந்து அப்ளை பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ இப்போ நீங்க வலது பக்கம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எத்தனை பேர் அப்ளை பண்ணியிருக்காங்கன்னு உங்களுக்கு விளங்குது. ஸோ உங்க ஏழுமான அளவு நீங்க வந்து அப்ளை பண்ணா சந்தோஷப்படுவோம். Back to you, Kavinder.
Thank you, Yadushan. So with that, we will, without further ado, we would like to introduce our first guest speaker of tonight here in Sri Lanka. It's Yuri Hayashi Kuriyama. She is the head of marketing Japan for JPG Store, as well as the Intersect Japan Hub co-manager as well. So she's here today to talk about a little bit about a very novel concept, the Reasset DAO, and a few other things that's been happening here in Japan with Cardano. So Yuri, the floor is yours.
Oh, nice to meet you, everyone. So I'm Yuri from Japan Intersect community. So today, I'm excited to introduce you a unique project that emerged from the Qatar's Fund 12 experiment, a pilot to build a DAO in the Shikoku region of Japan using Cardano. Through this initiative, we've not only created a DAO, but we've also become a part of the broader movement around the world decentralized governance in Japan. So what if you could become a co-owner of a beautiful historical Japanese house, help shape its future and earn rewards from it? That's exactly what the Asset DAO is all about. The Asset DAO is a project from the Qatar Fund 12, and also we've partnered with the Endmaker and also the Imago. And it's a groundbreaking project that make this vision really through Cardano blockchain, combining DAO governance and NFTs with real-world real asset investment. With the Asset DAO, anyone who holds ADA can become a part of a decentralized community that co-owns and co-operates a traditional Japanese inn called Shochian, a fully renovated over 100-year-old traditional house in Japan. So the asset DAO is a real-world asset ownership project powered by Cardano. And our first interior dev is based in Shodoshima, a beautiful island in Kagawa Prefecture. And ownership of the property is tokenized as NFTs on the Cardano blockchain. So when you buy one of these NFTs, you're not just investing, you become a co-owner. And NFT holders receive access to book-specific nights at the inn and the right to resell those nights for profit, and the governance power to vote on important decisions about the property. So for ADA holders, the asset DAO represents one of the first real-world use case where Cardano technology is directly solving social and economic problems. So, so actually, in Japan, there is a lot of abandoned house, and the traditional Japanese house remains abandoned house. So, and yes, purchases can be made using ADA. So, what made so this is just another NFT or real estate project. It's a brand new investment model that brings together three powerful elements. So one, the word asset ownership. So you get access to a tangible physical property in Japan, a rare chance to invest in heritage architecture powered by blockchain. And two, DAO-based governance. So all major decisions from pricing to the future expansion are made by the community through on-chain proposals and votes. So it's transparent and democratic and completely different from traditional REITs or the crowdfunding platforms. And NFT-backed rewards. So your NFT presents a real ownership. So you can sell it on from its value appreciation and receive annual accommodation vouchers that can also be sold on the open market. So, and this project, why it holders should care about it. So this is the Cardano's first major real-world use case, and this use case is so focused by the Japanese government too. So so maybe you heard the news that the Charles met the Japanese first digital affairs minister. So Japanese government to really focus on the Web3 use cases. So this is the first measure. We believe that this will become the Cardano first major real-world use case and real utility for ADA. So instead of just holding ADA, you can now use it for active investment, generating both yield and reward experience. And this is community-led management. So I believe that you're the part of the Intersect members. So we are the part of the maybe the DAO members, right? So for running this project, no central authority. The project is shaped by those who hold the NFTs, truly reflecting Cardano decentralized philosophy and expanding the ecosystem. As this project grows, it brings new users, investors, and visibility to Cardano network as a whole. So this is what we're doing through the Shikoku DAO and the Asset DAO. For more detail, check our Twitter account and check our project. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yuri. I think it's a very novel concept. So I think if there's anyone who has any questions, since we have a lot of speakers coming up, if you have any questions, please put them up on the chat. And at the end of the session, we will take in-person questions if you would like to raise them out. So Yuri, thank you so much for bringing this onto the Sri Lankan community's attention as well. I think there's one question that's come through. First of all, thank you for telling us about this. Do you have any tips for someone new to organizing DAO projects in local communities? Okay, so Yuri, would you like to answer here, or you can just answer it on chat, so we can do either. I think there's about 2 or 3 questions as well. There's actually a good one. Thank you for sharing the information, Yuri. You should do one like that in Sri Lanka too. So that's quite interesting. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's very interesting. So yeah, go for it.
Yeah, if you want your device trader help.
So yeah, so I think Yuri will take up the questions on the chat. So with that, thank you so much, Yuri. We will
Thank you very
move
much.
on to the next speaker. Up next, we have Nathan Kanapi. He is the community and project lead for Discover Cardano. So Discover Cardano has been doing a lot of interesting things in the ecosystem as of late, and some meetups recently as well. So without further ado, I will let Nathan speak and let everybody know what you guys have been up to.
Hey, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
we can.
Awesome. All right, so I apologize. I did not bring any slides to this meeting. I did not realize I needed to bring a slide. So sorry, guys. Nonetheless, this week's been very busy. So I've spent the past week transcoding and translating. Last week, actually, if you guys were not aware, Taichi-san from the Cardano Japan community came over to Korea. So it was the first Korean Japanese meetup. So this was like a one-day event, and we've discussed a lot of things. I'm actually still in the process of uploading that. Dave, who you've met Dave, he is my boss for Discover Cardano. He's running me pretty hard on this. So I'm doing the video editing, I'm doing the translating, I'm also doing the conversations with everyone, getting video approval. Then I have to go to language classes and make sure that my Korean is fluent. Then I have to talk to Taichi-san, and I have to practice my Japanese, which I haven't spoken in 7 years. So it's been a very busy week for us in Discover Cardano. I do believe that Dave actually has submitted a budget, and I'm not sure if he's running for Intersect budget or a marketing community, but if he is, then I would quite appreciate, well, he would quite appreciate if you guys would look after him. So anyway, what we've been doing for Discover Cardano is, I don't know if you've seen our videos, would very much appreciate it if you guys follow the Discover Cardano channel on Twitter. It's you can't miss it. I'll post it here later. But so there was a UK interview with several of the people from the UK. My interviews were for the Korean community because I believe that many people here have not met any of them. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with the Japanese community, and we've actually have a lot in common. One of the major complaints that most of the Asian community, including my community from the Philippines, if you guys don't know that I am the representative for the Philippine community. One of these days I'll drag them here if they're not, eating pig and getting drunk. So yeah, one of the major complaints is that most of these spaces are taking place in English, and this is why it's been difficult for many people in our community to interact with everyone because most people are not comfortable speaking English. So this includes also some of the people in Africa. We have Maureen that's been helping us on the team. You guys remember Maureen from the Constitution, and Kit's also there. I'm in contact with Ubio also from Africa. So we chat a lot. And one of the things that Discover Cardano is pushing forward is to really bring to light the global community. And a lot of the global community that do not speak English would like to have a platform. So that's where I come in. So I've been translating things from Korean, I've been translating things from Japanese, and it's very, very difficult, but I do it for you guys. So yeah, I guess that's what I have been doing lately. I'm just trying to connect everyone so that we can all, I mean, if I started speaking Tagalog right here, like, oy, paano ba tayo pupunta mamaya? Paano ba gagawin to yung Cardano Foundation na to? You know, if I start speaking like that, only Filipinos would understand me. And but at the same time, we all want to be able to have that interaction. I do believe that Tai Chi is starting a Asian alliance for Cardano. So that does include you guys over here because we're all Asians here, except you, Patrick. Sorry for that. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing, and so you guys should probably be quite maybe looking forward to hearing some of the members that you were unaware of. So this week I will try to get out Asian in my heart. Love you, Patrick. I'm gonna try to get out the Korean interviews. It's been taking me a while. And then next week, I'm going to get some of the Philippine team to speak up because I don't think you guys have met any of them other than me and James. So yeah, I will visit you eventually, Kavinda. I will visit you guys. So yeah, there's a lot going on. If you guys have any questions about what we're doing for Discover Cardano, you can address it to me, or you can also ask Cardano Lorraine. She is new there for Cardano. I was actually the one that onboarded her to Cardano, and she is the lead for the Dubai Cardano community right now under Dave. So we're quite well spread out. I don't have anything to, I have no NFTs or tokens to pitch to you guys. I'm just here to talk about what we're doing and how we'd like to collaborate with more people around the community. So that's my role.
Thank you so much, Nathan, and thank you so much for talking us through it. And yes, we have been seeing, I think if you have been active on X, I mean, Sri Lankans aren't that active on X as much as we would like them to be. We're trying to get them more on there, but if you have been, you would have definitely seen the kind of work that Discover Cardano has been doing in and also doing through. So if you have any questions for Nathan or personally or for Discover Cardano, please do put it through. I'd be more than happy to answer it. Oh, I think there's one in the local languages. It's in Sinhala, so I'll just translate that out to Nathan. It says, "Api discover Cardano eකට එකතු වෙන්නේ කොහොමද?" So basically, he's asking, how do we get involved with Discover Cardano? So I think Nathan will probably respond to that on text with the links of how you can join and get through that. I think there's another question there as well. So I think Nathan will probably get onto it on text. So thank you so much, Nathan. Thank you so much for coming. And especially during midnight, Yuri, and Patrick, all three of you. So thank you so much once again for coming. With that, we will move on to our next speaker for today. We have Patrick Tobler. He is the CEO and founder for NMKR. I don't think he needs too much of an introduction globally and maybe locally as well. So if you have done anything related to NFTs on Cardano, you couldn't have missed Patrick unless you have been living under a rock. So Patrick, this is your time. Floor is all yours. Please go ahead and tell us what you have been up to. I know you guys have been up to a lot of things, but do tell us everything.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Let me share my screen. Okay. First of all, my Wi-Fi is really bad. I don't know why. I blame Upper Hotels. But yeah, in general, I don't know. It's a bit rocky sometimes with my Wi-Fi. So I hope it works. If it doesn't, please just let me know. I want to just briefly talk about NMKR and what we do with NMKR, and then I actually have a different topic that I want to talk to you about. But just very briefly, what I've been doing in Cardano for the last 4 years now. Actually, it's next month on the 11th of April. It's exactly 4 years. I've been building this product and company called NMKR. And what NMKR does is it's basically a platform for creators to go on and say, okay, I want to launch NFTs and I want to launch tokens, or I want to launch real world assets, something with native tokens on Cardano. and they can just use NMaker to make and create those tokens and create those NFTs and then sell them on their own website. So we have a product called NMaker Studio. It's kind of like a business dashboard that you can log into, and you upload all the images, upload all the videos and so on, and then create an NFT project, and then you can just sell it on your own website using NMaker Pay, which is basically like Stripe or like PayPal for NFTs. And then people click on it and connect their wallet or pay with their credit card, and then they basically just receive the NFT. So it's quite simple, but it's been very successful. And we made, I think, around 25% of all the tokens and all the NFTs on Cardano at this point. So yeah, if you own any NFTs, it's a 1 in 4 chance that the NFT was made with NMaker. And we've been doing a lot of stuff, and we've been working with a lot of projects. And I want to actually talk about the newest project that we're really focused on right now, and show you that a little bit. It's called Masumi. And I have this very long presentation here, 31 pages. I'm not going to go through all of this in detail because I don't want to take all of your time for that now, but it's a nice presentation and I can share the link later. But basically, we've been really focused on this new project called Masumi, and we are building it at the moment. And actually, NMaker currently has 15 full-time employees, and 13 of them are working on Masumi. So you can see, okay, it's even more important right now than just the regular NMaker business, because we really see that we have a shot here of making this very big. And so basically, to explain to you what Masumi is, I know everyone in crypto hates Bill Gates, but it's still a nice quote from him here. Because what Bill Gates already said a few years ago is that AI agents are basically going to change everything, every way that we interact with computers. And I think right now we can really see this more and more. I mean, today Twitter was completely filled with Studio Ghibli pictures, and AI is really becoming mainstream. Everyone is using it. People who are not using it are falling behind in their regular business tasks. I think, and what we are seeing is still very much the entry of all that stuff that is possible with AI. And the one thing that really is clear is that this is a huge market. This is a slide that every investor likes to see, because essentially what the slide does is it shows not the software business. It doesn't show this part here is basically the cloud business. It's a small slide. But this part here is actually the services business, right? And the services business relies on humans to do the services. So for example, everything from customer support to content creation to creating analysis, all this kind of stuff. There's huge companies that do nothing but services, like Deloitte and PwC and all these. They have hundreds of thousands of employees. I think also a lot actually in Sri Lanka, and this whole business is basically being disrupted by AI agents right now. So the whole world is looking at this, and the whole world is trying to get into this. And it's not a crypto thing; it's an AI thing. And all the stuff that we've seen with AI agents is very, very in crypto with meme coins is cool, but it's very basic and it's very much in our little niche. And there's much more possible. So basically, what we've seen is, I think a lot of people at the beginning thought, okay, we're going to have one big AI model from OpenAI or something like that, and that's just going to rule everything. But that's not really what happened. But instead, we have a lot of different AI models right now. We have so many different models, some of which are good at coding, others are good at image generation, others are good at reasoning. So we have a lot of different models, and we have a lot of different ways to combine those models and basically work together. And this concept of an AI agent has evolved out of this like multi-modality. I don't know how to say it in English, but basically out of the fact that you can have multiple inputs for an agent. And right now people are building agents and are saying, okay, I'm going to build one agent which is very good at doing one specific task. But the really, really cool thing is not if you have one agent, but if you have many different agents that work together. So for example, you could have an agent who's a booking.com agent, right? and the Booking.com agent is talking to a Lufthansa agent or a United Airlines agent, or I don't know, a Hilton hotel agent or something like that, right? And then the Booking.com agent and all these other agents, they're all working together and they all have access to different models potentially. They have different roles. And of course, they have different access to different data, because the Booking.com agent doesn't really know which flights are already sold or not unless the AI agent from Lufthansa tells him which flights are already sold. So this is the future. I think that it's pretty clear that we're moving towards. There will be billions of agents, all specialized for a single task or a few tasks, and they will all interact with each other to solve really big, complex problems. That's really what has been, what's happening right now. And there's large companies already that are doing it exactly like that. And there's a lot of research going into this, and there's really large Web 2 stuff that's going on. So for example, this year, just showing you this website, Crew AI is the biggest multi-agent framework right now. And as you can see, even on their website, they say, okay, there's already 100 million multi-agent crews. So it's not even 100 million agents, it's multi-agent crews that are deployed with Crew AI. So literally probably like 1 billion agents live just with Crew AI already. And now this all sounds really cool, and all these like large companies are doing it and are building agents, and every company in the world is building agents. But the question is now, okay, what are we doing? What are we doing with Masumi, and what kind of problems are we solving? And let me go to a slide here. Yeah, this one. So basically, if you go back to this original example that I had where I said, okay, we have a Booking.com agent, and the Booking.com agent talks to, I don't know, 5 other agents or 10 other agents to book a flight, right? Now the question is, first of all, how can this Booking.com agent find all those other agents? How can it even find the agent from Lufthansa and the agent from United Airlines? And the solution is either, okay, we have a centralized marketplace where you go to a website or you go to an API and you get all the agents that are listed there, and then the agent can say, okay, now I'm choosing to interact with this agent or that agent. And that's the Silicon Valley approach to it. That's really, what many companies in the world like try to build right now. HubSpot, Salesforce, Microsoft, they're all trying to build this sort of marketplace. But of course, it's not very decentralized. And it's very scary, I think, to give a single company that much power, because that will basically control everything in the future. Every connection, all the software that is even visible will be controlled by that marketplace. So we need to build that marketplace in a decentralized way, and we need to make it accessible for anyone and not controllable by one single entity. And then once we've solved this problem of discoverability out here, the question is also, okay, how can those agents pay each other? Like the Booking.com agent now wants to say, okay, I want to book a flight from Lufthansa and I want to transfer $500 to book this flight. How can I do that? Of course, the best way of payment that we have right now is cryptocurrencies, because we can just equip both of those agents with a wallet, and then they send stable coins from A to B, from one agent to the other agent, and we have a super quick, super easy way of paying each other without even having to, go over Stripe or using a credit card or any of those other methods. And I can't really imagine a future where, AI agents are using bank accounts to pay each other. It makes much more sense to do it with crypto, because crypto solved all of those problems that we encounter, like cross-border payment and so on already. And then there's a few other problems that will arise, like identification. How do you know if this agent is really from Lufthansa or from Booking.com, and credentials and accountability? How do you know that the results are actually true? And all of these things are basically problems that we've been solving with the blockchain for humans already. And I think humans are, really bad at that, actually, because the user experience for crypto really sucks right now. It's super difficult still with passphrases and so on. But agents, they don't care about the user experience. They just want to, or they can do however many complex steps that they have to do, right? So agents might be really the real users of blockchain in the future. So yeah, that's what we're building with Masumi. And Masumi is basically the solution to all of those problems that I just mentioned. Masumi is a protocol built on Cardano, and it solves all those things from payments to discovery to logging to identity. And anyone can use it. So it's completely decentralized, and it's really there to enable, the world to become to have those billions of agents that work with each other. And obviously, Masumi is a protocol, as I said, so it's very techy, it's very difficult, and it's really just for the agent developers to register their agents there. But what we're building on top of Masumi is also very interesting, because what we're building on top is we call it Sokusumi, is a marketplace. So we're building a front end for Masumi, and through this marketplace, you can buy agents. So regular people can go there and they can just buy agents and say, okay, I want to now hire this Booking.com agent and I want to have it book my whole flights and all that kind of stuff. Or they say, okay, I want to hire a market analysis agent through this website and so on. So it's like a Fiverr for AI agents in a way, I would say. So that's what we're building right now. Masumi is already live and done basically. But Sokusumi is the next big step, and we're building that right now, and hopefully we'll release it in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm very excited for that. I can maybe show you a little bit of what it will look like. Yeah, so this is currently the design file. So it will be basically a marketplace here. You can find different agents. We have a lot of, wait, let me show you this. Yeah, that's still the landing page. So basically the agents will be visible here, and you can register your agents. All the agents that will be on Masumi can be visible here as well. And then you can just click on them and you can basically just hire them, and then they do their job. And it's literally like interacting with a regular employee in a way, just more accessible and cheaper because it's an AI agent instead. So yeah, I think that's basically everything I had to say. If you're interested in Sokusumi, please go to sokusumi.com, and then you can sign up here and you'll get a notification when we go live. If you're interested in this general topic, masumi.network is the website. And I think the interesting part for all of you here might be actually to later on use Masumi, because I think building agents will be very simple and is already actually very simple. You don't need to know a lot of coding, and you can just build agents. You can register on Masumi with 2 ADA basically, and then they will be shown on Sokusumi, and people might potentially pay for them and buy them, and it's actually a really good way of making money. At least that's the future vision. So yeah, I've been talking for a while, so thank you for that. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Patrick. So from NFTs to AI agents, so it's a vast field. I mean, this is something that we've actually encountered even at the universities. We've been having workshops with how does AI agents tie on to blockchain. And it's really interesting that you are involved with this Masumi and also bringing this to the Sri Lankan community and presenting it. Thank you so much for taking up the time to do that, Patrick. So if you have any questions for Patrick, do put it up on the chat. Yeah, I think there's there's one in Sinhala. I will just translate that one. And since we are nearing the end of our session, I will open up the floor for questions as well. There's one saying Sinhala which says Api Kamati NFT Hadanna make a nomileda. Okay. So what they've asked is, we like to create NFTs. Is it free to create NFTs using NMaker?
Yeah, it's I can write in the chat as well if you want, actually. I'll write in the chat. Okay,
so now we have the floor open for questions. I think let me just see what we have on the agenda. Yep, that's what we have. Okay, let me just get the screen started. Floor is open for questions. So if anybody has any questions, please raise your hands. If you would like to ask in person, if you're too shy to talk, you can put it on the chat, and any of the speakers here today would love to give you a chance. I think there was one person who put up a hand. Oh, it disappeared. So if you want to ask something, oh yeah, hold on. I think there's okay. Sundaron, I am going to give you access to talk. Okay, there we go. The floor is yours.
Actually, just thank you for thank you for taking the time to speak with us. I just want to know what were your biggest challenge when you made in this NMKR company? Because I'm as a student thinking of doing a startup company, so I think it will be help us to know your ideas and what was your biggest challenge when you create this company.
Thank you, Sandra. Patrick?
Yeah, so you're asking about the challenges when I was creating NMKR. I mean, it's hard to say because there's so many challenges. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and I had really great moments with NMKR and really horrible moments with NMKR. I mean, at the beginning, I didn't really know what I was doing. I just built a small tool and released it, and then suddenly a lot of people were using it. And then I had to figure out the whole like legal stuff and figure out how to do that, and realized, okay, in Germany it's very difficult to do it. And then also at the beginning with the NFT hype, our main problem was that basically we were scaling too quickly. So we had a really good problem because we had too many customers, but it's very unnatural for a product to have, hundreds of thousands of requests in like a second when it just launched. And that's what happens when NFT mints are coming. So we had a lot of scaling issues, and we really had to figure that out. And then, if something bad happens, so if you do any error or any problem, even if it's not your own fault, but maybe the project's fault or so, thousands of people are hating on you. So at the beginning, when I launched NMKR, I was like waking up, sweating every morning because I was almost constantly in panic mode if something happened while I was sleeping and I don't know. So I was always like waking up, sweating, checking my phone to see if anything horrible happened and everyone hates me online or not. And it's something like the stress you really have to get used to. And it's not easy, in my opinion, to deal with that. And then, other really bad things is, of course, when you grow and then there's success, but then also there's like the bear market and maybe your revenue sinks. And as we all know, NFTs are not as popular anymore as they were. And I had to let go of a lot of people. That also is a really horrible thing to have to do, to be honest. So it's just a lot of challenges, I think, but it's also really worth it because I mean it's a lot of fun, and in the end I can do what I like to do. And and so I would give the recommendation for everyone who's thinking about starting a company or a business, definitely do it, but don't expect it to be easy.
That's a really good answer, Patrick. So yes, if you are going to get into the startup industry, it's not rosy. It is fun, it is entertaining, but also you need to have a little bit of thick skin because you do have to go through this tough path. And sometimes when you do the right thing, too much of the right things too, you also get slandered in the process. So you need to be able to take that hit. And not everyone's always going to say yes all the time. So it's Patrick's done that from scratch. So props to you, Patrick. So since we are nearing the end of our session, if there are any other questions, please put them up on the chat. And I would like to invite all of the speakers to also put in any of your any way that they could, any of the community members could get in touch with you guys. If there's any social handles that you guys would like to share about any of the companies and the profiles that you would like to do. And if any of you guys are on X, please do go follow the Reasset DAO team, as well as Yuri and Nathan and Patrick. They're all very active on social media. So if there's anything, I'm sure you guys can shoot them up on DM as well. And there's Patrick has already shared his email, I can see. So please go ahead and do that. So before I close up, would anybody would like to say anything Any closing remarks? Now it's the time. Okay, people seem to be shy today, but very active on the chats. So that's fine. And thank you so much, everybody, once again, for coming here today for the March Town Hall version of the CoinCeylon Intersect Sri Lanka Hub. So we will be coming up again next month with a lot of interesting guest speakers coming up. So if you guys have any questions for any of these speakers, if you can't get in touch with them, get in touch with us. And once again, if you are not a member of Intersect, now it's time for you to join. And it's very, very interesting right now because the governance is at play and a lot of discussions going on online. And there's a lot of spaces going on, a lot of calls happening on Zoom and X and Google. So if you're not on Discord, that's the place to be. So like Patrick said, if you are thinking of getting involved into creating a company, you can get a lot of experience. You can actually get involved with a lot of people who are already building things on the ecosystem and heighten your knowledge. So once again, Yuri, thank you so much for joining us. Nathan, thank you so much once again for joining us. And Patrick, thank you all so much for joining us here today for our town hall. So with that, I will close the floor and see you guys next time. Good night.
Thank you. Bye bye.